This is Hannah from Canadian Beats, and we're here with Emily Rose.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
So first of all, how long have you been involved in music?
I've been doing music since I was about 10. Like, I started singing musical theater stuff, actually.
Okay,
And then I went to Etobicoke School of the Arts, which is a arts high school for
okay.
musical theater. And then in grade 12, I kind of got into jazz more. And then I came to Humber, studied jazz music. And then ever since last April, I started gigging just with my own band under
Okay.
Emily Rose. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Mhm.
Your vocals are amazing.
Thank you.
How do you train and take care of your voice?
Good question. I don't know.
I don't
Honestly,
know.
no, honestly, it's just a lot of hydrating your voice, keeping your
Okay.
voice hydrated, and I don't know, a lot of like I've been studying technique for a while, so it's just kind of getting to know your own voice and kind of what works for your specific sound. Everyone's so different, so
Yeah,
just kind of like learning what works for you specifically and
yeah.
then just treating your voice really like nicely and like not overusing it or
Yeah,
anything like that.
okay.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about your songwriting process. Does it
Mhm.
typically start with lyrics or music?
Um, well, it usually just kind of happens all at once. I don't
Okay.
know. I know people always ask me this and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. It just like honestly, I just like get inspiration through like movies or art or just like hearing certain words together and
Mhm.
then just having this idea pop into my head and just like having a melody and lyrics come kind of together and then
Okay.
figuring out the chords
Yeah.
after and then or working with a producer kind of like that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first song you wrote?
Oh, honestly, okay, the first song that comes to mind, this is really embarrassing. It was like when I was like 10 or 11 and I
Okay.
was with my friend Sienna. We used to like sit out in this like playground in
Okay.
front of our house. This is so random. And it was a song called I'm Itchy. This is so bad. I hate myself. Okay, no. And that's it. That's the song.
I'm itchy.
Yeah, I'm itchy. Bye now. Like
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
That's so funny. In an Instagram post, you mentioned that you stayed up till 1 a.m. to finish Sunday in your room.
Yeah.
Do you record all your music yourself?
Um Yes and no. Not really. Like for vocals for Sunday specifically, I did, and for my new single "Be Mine," it was
Hmm.
all in my room. Um, and I have like my own kind of mic little setup. I don't
Yeah.
have like a crazy setup. I usually for Sunday I was working with my friend Nicholas. He goes by Nick from the Net. We did Sunday together. We stayed up. We were just like we got this
Yeah.
idea at like 1 and we were like, okay, let's just like finish it.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. Sometimes it just happens like that. It's
Yeah.
pretty lucky. But yeah, so I do to my like vocals are straight from my room. Yeah, except the new single "Be Mine" is featured Keen Collard
Yeah.
on vocals, and he lives in Bermuda. So like we
Oh
did
wow.
this whole thing across countries, which is
Oh,
like
okay.
hard and fun and
Yeah.
weird and like different setups. It was just like sometimes hard, but it like kind of brought a different vibe to the song. So
Okay.
it was really cool.
So have you actually met in person?
Yeah, yeah. I've like we've been used to be like really. I mean, we're not used to be. We're really no. We're really tight. And yeah. He used to live in Toronto,
Okay.
and we met doing acting. Actually, like we were
Okay.
doing background acting for a TV show, for a family show, and then we met, and he was like, I do music, and I was like, me too. And then I just went over to his house one day, and then
Okay.
we just became friends, like really close. Would hang out all the time. And then I started writing Be Mine, and then I was like, hey, you should sing on it. And then he like
Yeah.
produced the vocal chop and the chorus and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So it was
That's
very,
awesome.
yeah. And then he moved, and then I was like, oh, we should probably put this out soon.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, I'll like record here.
Yeah.
So it was fun. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. So you've been able to perform a number of times in Toronto over the last year. How has the transition been from like singing in your room to a room full of people?
Yeah. Oh my God, that's a great question. It's honestly, it's interesting. I don't know, cause I go to school for singing as well. So I
Okay.
used to be kind of, I don't know, it's nerve wracking. And I find that when I'm singing my own stuff, I tend not to get nervous or like
Yeah.
feel unprepared because I'm usually like, oh, I wrote these songs, I got it kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was an interesting transition, especially kind of getting to know like the music industry and
Yeah.
playing shows. Like my first show was at the Cameron House, and then kind of and just like getting paid and all that kind of stuff. Like you learn so much along the way.
Yeah.
Kara, my friend from Valley, like has helped me so much, music industry wise, helping me like. And you just learn so much along the way, and it's something that you can't really know beforehand. You just kind of gotta start doing it, and then you're like, okay, I'm a businesswoman now. Like, okay, it's my brand, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so you've also said that your new single, Be Mine, is a pop disco dance infatuation duet about wanting a person without knowing how to properly tell them. Is this from personal experience?
I mean, I feel like everyone can relate to this just because it's like, it's about, I don't know, it's like, when you are into someone and then, I don't know, I feel like if you're at like a setting, like a party where you could kind of get with them or like get to know them, but then they're like talking to someone else and you're like, I'm going to pretend I don't like you. And it just becomes this like, I'm going to try to play hard to get, even though I really like you and should just be like straight up, but I'm just going to be like over here. And I don't know, it's just a dynamic. And I thought that was really interesting to write about, kind of like, oh, you forgot to call again, whatever, I don't even like have feelings, but then you're like, but I want you to be like mine. So it's just a weird kind of, dynamic.
So also both of your singles, Sunday and Be Mine, have a really like 90s R&B pop kind of feel to them. What inspired that sound?
Oh, good question. Well, I listen to a lot of like R&B and hip hop, and I don't know. I just kind of like I'm attracted to certain sounds. Just I don't know. Everyone has their own special palette. Just from like listening to the certain stuff you listen to, you're drawn to those kind of sounds, and it's very interesting when producing and when making music. You hear different like kicks, and you're like, ooh, I like this one. Why do you like that one? From your influences from listening to stuff. So it's honestly just like drawn to sounds that I've been listening to for like years kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. Well, my next question was actually like, what artists do you listen to? I'm always curious what people say to this.
Yeah. Well, I would say, I thought about this. I was like, I would say Charlotte Day Wilson. She's like my number one idol. She's like queer female musician from Toronto, which is like so special, and that is like everything to me. Billie Eilish, I love her. Her songwriting's unbelievable. She's like,
she's amazing.
She's like 15. Well, she's like 18 now, but still, I'm like, how is this possible? Frank Ocean is a big one of mine. Lyrics and everything. Troye Sivan, he has this new song with Love that I'm like, oh, this is so good. I was just had a session yesterday, and the whole time we were just like geeking out about this song. I'm so tired of love songs, right? Yeah. Like the whole time we were just like, let's write a song like this. Like just the storyline, everything is just so there. It's beautiful. And I mean, I love like Kanye West and Andre 3000 and like so many rappers, but I've kind of gotten to this more like pop kind of like dream stuff now. I'm really into like Maggie Rogers, Clairo, that kind of stuff. I'm really into. Yes. So that's the vibe. Yep.
And then before I let you go, can we expect any more shows or music in the near future from you?
Yes. Okay. Well, so I have a show April 5th at the, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, Citadel. It'll be on my Instagram. It's this lady named Juliette Coleman kind of puts these art shows on. So I'm going to be performing there April 5th. And I'm working on my next EP now, which is really exciting.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and just follow me on Instagram if you want to know more. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you for your time.
Thanks, Hannah.
And I will see you soon.
Yay, amazing.